Welcome to another lovely episode of the Panty Nectar podcast. It is your host, Panty Nectar, and joining me today is my lovely co-host. I can't forget him, Mr. P.
Hello, Panty Nectar. How are you, my dear?
Good. Where are you at over there?
I don't know. It's like we're so far away. We're looking on these computer screens, and we look all high tech here to ourselves, at least.
Yeah, to ourselves with your chair too. You have a nice chair.
Yeah, I love it. And the lights and stuff behind me.
Love it. Cool. Yeah. If you guys are live with us right now, we are doing something different. We're on Discord today. I've been, Discord is so big and there's so much to do in Discord. So it's kind of hard sometimes to really zone in on what you want to do. But I have goals, for what this community looks like. And so, we have been doing a lot of interaction and kind of just getting a feel for like kind of how everyone feels in the Discord. And we've been moving things around. And so I'm super excited for some changes that have been happening. And we just decided let's do a podcast live on Discord today. I love my Discord family here. There's just something special about Discord too. I guess because a lot of the people have been here since the beginning in Discord. Maybe that's why, like they've been around forever. So they've seen the growth and they are so helpful when it comes to, helping me build this community. So I'm super grateful for that. So thank you, everyone on Discord who's on right now listening to the podcast. Thank you so much for hopping on. I just keep seeing more people hop on.
Yeah, it's cool.
Thank you so much.
So interactive too. I like it.
That's what I love about that too, is like you can do so much and there's so many possibilities. And for a lot of you that are here on Discord, I just implemented something called the Vault, which is available for a little more of the kinkier content and things like that can be found there on the Vault. So more into that later, but first let's get into today's episode.
Yes. What do we have in today's episode, Miss Panty Nectar?
Today's episode, we are going to talk about turn-ons and turn-offs.
Right as someone says, I'm scared.
Oh, God.
It was right before. Nihilus, yeah, he wrote that right before you said that. But I don't think he's scared of your turn-ons. Everybody loves your turn-ons. Actually, Panty Nectar, there are some people who are kind of turned off by your turn-ons. And I'm sure we'll get into that as well.
Yes.
I don't want to disrupt your flow.
Yes.
But we won't talk about bananas or anything like that.
Oh, my God. People were offended. They were so offended at me using my banana how I pleased. But yes, we'll get into that. So we're just going to start with turn-ons first. I think a lot of the typical turn-ons that you have, like, I don't know, the regular stuff, vanilla, if you will, the vanilla stuff. One of my biggest turn-ons, though, is like more on the being dominated side. Like if you put your hand around my throat, it's over. I'm like coming instantly. So that like BDSM stuff is definitely a huge turn-on for me. And you fit that perfectly. So
that was one of the things that instantly we realized we clicked on very early was a hand around your throat, and it's like, oh my God, you just melt. It's like happiness and pleasure and euphoria.
I like being told what to do.
Do whatever you want to me type attitude. So I was like, holy shit, okay. This works out perfectly.
Yeah, that stuff is definitely like even going a little further, and like this isn't a turn on for everyone, but like knife play is definitely interesting to get into. And people think like, oh, you like being cut? Like that's no. You like very rarely get cut, really. I think the whole like turn on to knife play is like anticipation, and like you have to be fully trusting in your partner. And I can see how it would be uncomfortable if you were not, 100% trusting with your partner and their capabilities. But obviously you and I have a whole nother level of trust. And so knife play even is a little fun to get into sometimes, because it just like makes your adrenaline run. I don't know. It's exciting. Makes you sweat at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird adrenaline.
We've played around with it, but it's not like we've got into like a whole dove off into that turn on, but like, or kink, I guess,
Yeah.
whatever you want to consider it. But we have had fun with knife play before, and especially one time in South Padre when we were down there.
Oh God.
Yes,
We're like,
and it was a crazy time down there. It is like, I don't know, like we woke up and we had some crazy sex. It wasn't at nighttime. Like we woke up one morning. It was like 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the morning or something like that. And it was a lot of fun.
That was fun.
Yeah, I don't know, like to each their own, but I'm just not comfortable like cutting, like
right.
I wasn't made out to be a surgeon, like I don't want to cut anybody, but like some, like the tip of the knife, where it just kind of scrapes across, and like provides, Papa Sparky right here in the Discord, he said knife play is the next level of sharp nails. That's kind of what I was getting at. It's just like a real like intense, flavorful pain, but it subsides and it's not like you're dealing with stitches and shit,
Right. Yeah. No, it's nice. Do you remember when you accidentally got the lighter too hot?
Oh yeah.
You can talk about that one.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Needless to say, I had a couple lighter scars for a little while before they healed. But no, that was fun too. I have a very high pain tolerance, so that kind of stuff is, I like that stuff. Pain is pleasure to me. And if you have heard podcasts in the past, then you know that like doing races and things like that, I'm very motivated at doing. But I think it's because I like to see how hard I can push myself and like how much I can take. And I think that kind of is the same thing in this stuff. Like my pain tolerance is very high. So I need to kind of push that limit a little bit,
Yeah. You do have a very high pain tolerance. And the lighter thing, that was a kind of a mishap that happened there. Like I remember we were laid in bed and it was like, we were having sex and doing all this stuff. And, I had this lighter and I was like, oh, well, I'm just going to like burn her with it a little bit. Just like a light, just like I want to get, because we used to, when we were kids, we used to take the Bic lighters. This is probably not the smartest thing to do. And
no, this is not the smartest thing to do. We would heat up, we'd light it and then turn it sideways or upside down or whatever, and then heat up the metal part. And then the thing was just stick it there to see how long you could do it. But and then make like a smiley face. So that's what I was going to do. I remember I was fishing with some friends and I'm like up on the front dock fishing and they're like, is that a lighter burn on your ass? And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like,
well, yeah. And the thing is like the first time I thought I kind of did it wrong. I didn't do it good enough. So like I did it a second time or like, it was just like bam and then bam. And so you kind of had two marks there.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
But Jose Pepe says, speaking of South Padre, talk about hotel sex. It's different. Like hotel sex is a great thing. Like I love hotel sex.
I don't think I've ever had hotel.
We have.
Oh, have
Galveston and fucking San Antonio. I mean, like
we stay in Airbnbs a lot, so I don't remember like when we.
That's what I was going to say. Like this place is actually an Airbnb, but yeah, we stay in hotels all over. I was like, what are you talking about? Like,
gotta go, guys. No, I'm just kidding. No, all I can remember is us being in Airbnbs.
Yeah. But that is, I like the kink of lighter play or the knife, the lighter, that type of fun stuff.
Yes.
That's a good turn on for me.
That like. You kind of hold your breath for a second.
Yeah, I just don't want to take it too far. But the thing is like too far is something different for everybody. I'm not here to tell you what's too far because I guarantee you what we do, people think is taking it too far. So,
and I was about to say this goes into the whole like trusting your partner thing. Like your partner needs to know kind of where your limits are, and you need to kind of know where your partner's limits are, and like you need to communicate about those things beforehand,
right.
So that you're on the same page for those things for sure.
Right.
Well, I guess let's cover some turnoffs. These are from a few lovely fans. Turnoffs.
What like turn on? Like, what do you look for in a guy? Like, what's a turn on there? Like what's something that turns
okay,
you
so
on and
people
just like in
think
general
that-
versus like something like a sexual type thing?
People think that I love like really fit, masculine, bodybuilding dudes because I'm really into fitness. I don't. That is not like the most attractive thing to me. I think the most attractive thing that I look for is like, do you do some sort of fitness? Is activity important to you? That's a big turn on for me. And then I guess like just being a good communicator and I think like when you and I first started dating, we were like, look, you be honest with me and I'll be honest with you and we'll just go from there. But like, just be honest with me and let's just see where this goes,
Right.
And so I think you definitely have to have open communication. That's a turn on to me.
Yeah. Turn on to me as a nice ass.
People think I like big
I don't need
dicks
that
too.
communication thing.
No.
It's like, we can get to that later.
Yes, but people are like, I always have people that are like, let me give you my 10-inch dick. And I'm like, people think that because they have a big dick that I automatically like it. That's a stereotype, if you must.
Sure.
Not the case. You don't have to have a big dick. I don't care if you have a small dick. I think it all just depends on the kind of like, if you have good sex, if you can communicate with your partner about how to have even better sex, then I think you're on the right path. So yeah.
Yeah. And that, like we've talked about this, in length is just like the communication thing as you did. I was of course joking about fuck communication, but at the beginning of, coming into a relationship, like something that attracts me to somebody, I'm going to be honest, it's not communication at first, but of course it is a very important thing. And
good sex.
but
I like
also,
good sex.
But the communication thing leads to the openness that allows for good sex. It's kind of a breadcrumb trail you follow down. Like you don't just get to good sex or prolonged good sex.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody has great sex or should at least the first, few times, but to keep that going, you need open and honest communication to know what your partner really wants, of course.
I want to know, shoot me a message or right now in the chat, go ahead and comment, but how many of you guys are turned off by panty tags?
Oh, yeah.
Panty tags.
Yeah, who out there does not like panty? There's a lot of people
like
that don't like
the
panty tags.
Victoria's Secret, has people are bothered. I just wanted to get some input. And if you're live with us, there's an open chat that you can talk in.
Yes. Yeah, you can click right up there. I don't know. We're on desktop, so it may be different for...
Is that a thing? Rick, I'm telling you, I have had comments in the past.
I'm with you, Rick.
Don't care, right? If that's what you're looking at, then why are you watching my videos? I've had people say
to see
like
your panty tags, babe.
like
They want to make sure
my
you're
videos,
in compliance with what you're supposed to be doing.
They told me my
off.
videos would be so much better if I removed the tags, and I'm like, I like my videos just how they are, sir. Tags apparently I could see why, like if you're maybe like real OCD and it kind of goes against the line of the panty that you're looking for that goes around the curves and whatever. But
sure,
if I'm that close, it does not matter. LOL.
Yeah, I agree.
Why are they paying that close attention to this tag instead of the main course? That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Bananas apparently, our Reddit was on fire about that banana. Mm-hmm. They were on fire. They did not like how I was masturbating with that banana. And like, you guys, this is the greatest thing about like choosing to do what you want to do and be comfortable enough with who you are that like, you guys should have seen the comments I got on that video. Like some people were genuinely very bothered that I did that. And my thing is one, you can't tell me, just like I can't tell anyone else how to fucking masturbate. That's up to that person. If you want to fucking masturbate with a spoon in your ass, go for it. I'm not going to tell you what to do.
There's a place for that. I'm sure it's probably the spoon ass kink.
Yes.
I don't know.
But if I sat there and like read those comments and took it straight to heart, like I would never step into my full potential because I'd always be worried about what people were thinking.
Right.
Stop giving a fuck what people think about what you do. Mm-hmm. Be who you are. Be proud of that person. There's only one of you.
And be nice to other people.
And be kind. Put out love.
There's no reason to be mean to people.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Even here's the biggest temptation is being nice even when people are mean to you.
Yeah.
That's something we've been working on, and it's crazy, but it's, it's pretty awesome at the same time.
Because I can tell you guys
how that associates with turn-ons, but just be nice to
God,
people.
we all went off. We went off. That's funny. No, but for real, karma does exist. I believe in karma 100%. And I believe that what you put out into the universe is what you receive back tenfold. So if you are focused on constantly putting love out and putting more happiness and, not being in a scarcity mindset or an insecure mindset, you'll go way farther, in the long run. So keep that in mind, when you guys are dealing with someone or something that's kind of frustrating you. Remember this podcast that you listen to.
I have another kink.
Oh,
ass to mouth. I like that one.
Oh, yeah.
I've done that one a few times. That one's fun. I was just looking at you over there talking about that. I was like, man, she has sexy eyes. And I was like, yeah, it's like that ass to mouth,
that's fun. Yeah. People ask how my ass tastes. Great.
Blowing a load at your face or in your mouth.
Thoughts on cum play. So I don't think I think there's levels of cum play. Some people like the extent of you putting it on food or in drinks and stuff like that. I haven't done too much of that. I'm not opposed to it. I just haven't done it. Mm-hmm. But we do when you come on my face and stuff, you'll wipe it around and then put it in my mouth. I don't mind. I like that. So I don't know, maybe more cum play in the future. Maybe.
Do you think you could ever do how do you say it, a bukkake?
What is that? When a bunch of people come on some?
Yeah, like a circle jerk of dudes, or just an endless amount of, or more than one, a bunch. Yeah.
Yeah.
At the same time,
just turning on a wheel and being sprayed.
Oh yeah, you could turn like this,
Yeah.
just
what do they call those? What are they?
The wheel of cum.
No, the wheel of cum. No, the little placeholders, the table things that spin. They're called.
A lazy Susan.
Lazy Susan.
You could be a lazy panty nectar.
Lazy panty nectar. That's right. Yes. Lazy Susan. See, Dennis said it.
Yeah, what's up, Dennis? Thanks for the heads up on that. No, for sure. Yeah, you could be a lazy panty nectar. There was this place in 2002. I was in Matamoros, Mexico. And it's across the border from South Padre, Brownsville.
There's no telling where this story's going.
Oh, it was crazy. But a part of that night was we were at this, we went to this place called, I can't remember the name of it, but you went into the place and they had a dentist chair in there, and they would just pour a crazy amount of liquor in your mouth, and then they'd spin you around in the chair.
Oh, hell no.
The place, that was the name of the place, Crazy Lazy.
Crazy Lazy.
That is what it. You know what? I want to look it up a little bit later. See if it's still open. It's probably not. I was going to say they probably closed it down, but it's Mexico. I don't know if anything gets closed down there. But it was wild, man. That place was nuts. So we could put you in the chair and call you lazy panty nectar, spin you around, and have a bunch of dudes come on you. That'd be fun.
Oh yeah, lazy panty nectar. I like it.
Who's down? That's a question.
Turn-offs. Something just popped in my head. I had an ex that used to cook eggs and put what's the American singles of cheese? You know what I'm talking about? Kraft cheese. A bunch of Kraft cheese in with his eggs, but he wouldn't cook his eggs all the way. So everything was just real runny. You want to talk about a turnoff? Watching someone eat that mushy egg and mushy cheese. That was so gross.
I couldn't imagine that.
So gross.
Yeah.
I think that covers a lot of my turn-ons and turn-offs. So I think that's a lot of it. Spankings, turn-on.
Ooh, spankings. Yeah.
But that goes with the BDSM stuff.
Yeah. Definitely into the spankings. I need to give you a good spanking. It's been a little bit.
You do.
I think, you know what? Bring your ass over here. I want to spank you real quick. For everyone on, and we'll leave my microphone hooked up over here. Get a good spanking going on. come over this side, please. All right, here we go. Let's see if this can pick it up. Oh, wait, it says it's because we have the blur. Okay, you're about to, let me see something here. Let's see if I can remove the blur. None. Cool. Can y'all see that? This booty. Yes, no. I can see it. That's all I need. Let's see. I like it. Mwah. Perfect little ass.
Love spankings.
I love that little booty.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for everyone on the live stream that stayed and joined. That was so much fun, you guys. And hopefully we have more fun stuff in the future with everything, the podcast, Discord in general, everything. We're super, super, super excited. I was going to see if there's anything else. I think that's everything. I think I covered everything, guys.
I think that was good, Penny Nectar.
All
I think
right.
you did good. It was great. It was great doing it this way. You know, we kind of, our setup was a little different here, and that we had different interactions going online at the same time with the podcast, and it's really cool to see everybody.
A lot of
here,
new faces,
Emma's
too.
Goon saying this community seems really fun. Thank you so much for being out there. We really appreciate it. So
Thank you so much. And I am going to do some reviews for the podcast real quick because I knew that there was a couple more. And so let me get on here. Okay, so this one is from Rainey. Great podcast with a lot of excellent, sexy information. Thank you, Rainey, for that review. Yeah. Thank you so much. Aaron Cox said, great podcast from a great person / couple, amazing sex positive attitudes and full honesty documented weekly. Thank you for that. I just try to put as much authenticity as I can, make sure that you guys are really getting a true Penny Nectar experience.
You do a good job, babe.
Thank you.
Very proud of you. And
Thank
I know
you.
everybody appreciates what you do.
All right. Well, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Again, thank you for listening. If you'd like to leave a review, that would be much appreciated, and it'll get read on the podcast. Have a good day.
See ya.